How do you feel connected to someone who isn't physically in your life? So, no text, no calls, no presence you can reach out and touch. And yet, you still feel them. If you're on a twin flame journey, distance can feel confusing because the connection doesn't just disappear, it lingers. So, the real question becomes, how do you stay grounded in that connection without losing yourself in it? So, let's talk about it. So, first, let's be honest, connection isn't just physical, but that doesn't mean distance is easy. So, the goal isn't to hold on to someone energetically in a way that keeps you stuck. It's to stay connected in a way that keeps you centered. And here's how to do that. So, you have to shift from them back to you. It's easy to focus on what they're doing, what they're thinking, if they miss you, but real connection deepens when you return to yourself by asking things like, how am I feeling? What do I need right now? And where am I being called to grow? Because the healthiest form of connection isn't attachment, it's alignment. So feel the connection and don't chase it. You don't have to force connection. If it's real, you'll feel it without trying. Moments of calm, sudden warmth, a sense of knowing. But the moment you start chasing it, checking, overthinking, needing reassurance, you move out of that natural flow. Connection is something you allow, not something that we can control. And ground yourself in presence because distance can pull you into imagination. What if? When will? Why aren't they? But your energy, your power is in the present moment. What is in front of you right now? What are you building? What are you creating for your own life? The more grounded you are in your present, the more stable your energy becomes, regardless of distance. So let growth be the bridge. This is the part most people overlook. The connection doesn't strengthen through longing, it strengthens through growth. So every time you heal something within yourself, every time you choose clarity over confusion, every time you stop abandoning yourself, you're doing the real work. Because twin flame connections aren't about holding on, they're about becoming. So release the need for constant contact because physical communication is not the only form of connection. And sometimes distance creates the space needed for both people to evolve. And this doesn't mean that you ignore your feelings. It means you don't depend on external validation to feel secure. When you feel connected with yourself, you stop needing constant proof from someone else. So let's look at what this lesson is not about. And let's ground this because this is important. This is not about waiting around for somebody. It's not about putting your life on hold or romanticizing distance and absence. It's definitely not about convincing yourself that no communication is enough. So, a healthy connection, when it's meant to be, will eventually include real mutual presence. This is about staying centered in the meantime, not staying stuck indefinitely. So, here's the truth distance doesn't break a real connection, but it does reveal where your focus needs to be back on yourself, back on your growth, back on your alignment. Because the more connected you become within, the less you feel disconnected without. So if this helped you feel a little more grounded in your journey, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we're talking about real connection, real growth, and real clarity without losing yourself in the process. And I want to hear from you. How have you been staying centered during distance? Drop it in the comments below, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.